What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. It's the Icons of Icon. I'm JJTron.
I'm Jeff.
What did he say his name was? My name is Jeff.
So today we wanted to talk to you about Transformers, specifically G1 Transformers.
Are called Autobots.
Now myself, I've been collecting G1 Transformers for about 25 years.
I think I've been collecting 1990-ish.
So we've been doing this a long time, and over the years, focuses have changed. For me, I started with I just wanted loose, complete Transformers. Decided from there, okay, I want everything in box, and now in my current collection, I try to collect everything U.S. release G1, sealed in the box or graded.
And I've pretty much since the beginning, it kind of changed too. Eventually I got to that point where, I went from collecting every version, every variation of the G1 line, American, jumping into Japanese, that sort of thing. And now I'm going in, like you, collecting sealed and grading it. So I went down that road, opened that Pandora box.
So we've both been to countless Transformer shows. I went to my first BotCon in 2013 and was absolutely blown away that there were that many people in one place and that many Transformers toys in one place. I was just awestruck by the whole experience of the first one. Since that first one, we've been traveling all over the country together, met a lot of great people, going to different toy shows, TF cons, TF expos. We've done it all. Throughout those years, always kind of in the back of my mind, I really wanted to just try to put together a full run of US release G1 Transformers. And it kind of kept the idea, played it a little close to the chest, kept it to myself. And just a few months ago, I decided to share that idea with my best friend. And I told him, hey, how fun would it be to take a couple of months off work, travel the country, going from toy shop to toy shop, flea market, random toy shows, garage sales, looking on Marketplace, trying to find every G1 Transformer. And could you do it in just a few months? Now, I pitched this idea not knowing if anybody would want to do it or be on board. But to my surprise, when I told my friend about it,
I was excited. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I mean, he gave me a little bit more, some insight on what he was thinking, and the more he talked about it, the more I got excited about it. And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm on board. We just had some questions, like you said, how long is it going to take us? How much money, and then as far as taking the time off to do this, like what's the details?
So now I had help. I wasn't in this mission, which is what it turned into be. I'm not in this by myself. So I said, okay, well, we gotta, we're not gonna do it unless we start doing it. So let's hash out some details. Now, I think we would agree that neither one of us can really afford to take any lengthy period of time off work just to go try to complete a life goal of completing every G1 Transformer in a finite period of time. So how are we going to do it? We wanted to limit the amount of time. And we said, okay, we'll do it in 60 days. Now, I still can't take off 60 straight days of work and still, afford to live and provide. So let's call it 60 days of hunting. Maybe we go out this weekend. Maybe we go out 2 weeks from now. Ultimately, can we do it in 60 days of hunting spread out across maybe 6 months, maybe a year? We'll see how long it takes. Can we do that? Well, yeah, we can hop in the car. We can go, hey, there's a big show in Chicago. Let's go see this show. And then maybe we don't hunt anything for a couple of days. We still have lives we have to lead. We still got families we provide for. So we had the days. We were going to do it in 60 hunts. Now, how much money can we spend? And we didn't talk a whole lot about it. We kind of went online, started trying to say, what would it actually cost? And then we'll just reduce that number. Well, after several hours of trying to track down recent sales on different sites, we said, wait a minute. Over the years, we've met a lot of people in this industry and in this world. And none that we've met have we grown closer to than the folks at Transformerland. Now, we know them pretty well. We help them at shows. We've bought many things from them, have many conversations. We have a great friendship with these guys. So I reached out to our buddy Ben. And if you don't know, you're about to know. Ben with Transformerland, and that is transformerland.com. Not Transformersland, transformerland.com. We'll put a link down in the comments below. Check it out. Best place we've ever found to buy all your G1 Transformers, or any Transformer for that matter. They got a lot of other stuff. If you're looking for a toy from the 80s, check them out.
Good dudes.
So we reached out to Ben, and I kind of told Ben, hey, I'm trying to just put a price list together. And I didn't tell him everything. I kind of let him in with, hey, I got a buddy. He wants to get into the world. He wants to be just as crazy as we are. And said, is there like, a general price goal list of what would you guys sell this stuff for? Now, his wiki in his archive is chocked full of information. This guy has probably forgotten more about Transformers than I'm ever going to know. It just is what it is. So he sent me over a spreadsheet of, this is our most recent sales spread out across about the last 3 years. We put in some key factors and some filters of, has to be complete, has to be in good condition. We're not looking for anything broken. 100% complete, meaning it's going to have all its weapons, all its accessories. We're not worried about a box. We're not worried about a card back. We're not worried about the instructions or the red decoder strip. We're looking for the toy and the accessories that it came with in decent condition. Now, when we say decent condition, we're talking 8 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Maybe a 7 out of 10, depending on the rarity or the difficulty of it. We all know that certain figures just don't hold up after 40 plus years. So we got that figured out. They sent us over the price list. Didn't take us long to realize that this was going to be a lot of money. If you wanted to do this one piece at a time, not bundling anything together, not getting a deal, retail value, you were looking upwards of $27,000 to $30,000 to complete a full run. Well, if you have the money, which we don't, you could do that. You could go online and you could complete this set in just a few days. Yes, there are some extremely hard to find and rare pieces in the condition that you're looking for, but eventually you can find it on eBay. We wanted to make this a mission. We wanted to have fun doing this. So right away we said this: no online purchases. Everything has to be bought in person. What that means is you got to get out there, you got to hit the garage sales, the flea markets, you got to go to the conventions, you got to hit the local brick and mortar stores to find this stuff. That's going to be hard. Here locally where we're at, we got 2 decent toy stores. We're there a couple times a week. We know what they have. They got some stuff. We're going to show you some video of that. We're going to be looking there. We're going to be trying to hunt there. That's one place we're going to find. But we're going to travel the country. You're going to see what we go through. You're going to see the haggles. We're going to document everything, and we're going to keep it down. Now came up the big part, the budget. How much are we going to spend? 30 grand will do it, but will 15,000 do it? So we set ourselves a budget of, we're willing to spend $15,000 to see if we can complete this. Now, that brought up probably one of our biggest problems. Although my wife is extremely understanding of this passion of mine, I don't think she's going to be okay with me just pulling $15,000 out of our kids' college fund to go collect a bunch of toys. So how are we going to get the funding? So it kind of pushed it back, got a little down. Like, I really don't know how we're going to come up with the money, save for it. I don't know. What are we going to do? Well, we were fortunate enough. One of the owners of Transformerland, we got together, came out for a visit. pitched the idea to him, said, hey, what do you think about this? And told him, $15,000, 60 days of hunting, full run of U.S. release G1 Transformers. And they were over the moon. They were like, that's a great idea. I think that'd be a lot of fun to watch. And they pitched us with this. If you do it, if you're willing to go put in the work and do it, we'll fund it. That was huge for us. Okay, now we know how we're going to get the time to do it. Now we know where we're going to get the money to do it. Now we just got to go out and do it. So hit us up in the comments and let us know what you think. Can we complete this full run? Can we not? Now here's the next question. Jeff brought this up to me.
The variants, like what type of variants are we going to go after? Are we going to go after some major variants like red, yellow bumblebee, red, yellow cliff jumper, and then possibly stay away from Jetfire's versions like the Macross, the non-Macross, or like your Metroplex, the plastic wheel versus the rubber wheel, and then the other things would be like, and I know people will ask these questions, what about the mini spies? What about the decoys and that sort of thing? So we gave ourselves a checklist, yeah. So there's a finite number of figures we want to go after.
We created a checklist and we got together and decided what we wanted on that checklist of what we thought would constitute a full run of G1 Transformers. Now we'll start with decoys. Decoys was a little add-in, as we all know, little rubber guy that came in. The common ones, Autobots were red, Decepticons were purple. Again, if you know, you know. All the Decepticons initially got released in red. Not the easiest to find, not the most affordable. It was an add-in to the toy. I didn't play with decoys when I was a kid. I didn't know what they were. I didn't understand them. They did not make the list. Now, mini spies. Mini spies was another gimmick that Hasbro came up with in 1985, where they threw them in with a mini bot, or they threw them in with a combiner limb. Now, with those mini spies, you got 4 different vehicles. But in those 4 different vehicles, you also got 3 different colors of each vehicle. So just to get every vehicle in every major color, you're looking at 12 mini spies. But you also had Autobot and Decepticon. Now you're looking at 24 mini spies. In addition, we all know about the wheel variants. The 2 most common wheel variants being what is commonly referred to as the honeycomb wheel variant and the spoked variant. Now, some of you may know, some of you may not know, there is a 3rd variant out there, and we call it the spokeless. Now, if you've never seen a spokeless, check back with us, hit that subscribe button, and you'll see a video. We'll highlight the mini spies. I know a guy who's got, let's just say he's got a plethora of mini spies in his collection. So what we'll probably end up doing on this list is we'll try to get 4 mini spies. And we'll try to get all 3 different colors. So we'll get 1 of each vehicle, and as long as we have a good representation of the white, the yellow, and the blue, we're going to call that good on mini spies. Now when it comes to Bumblebee, yeah, we're going to get a red Bumblebee. We're going to get a yellow Bumblebee. We're going to have those. The same with Cliff Jumper. Technically, Bumble Jumper, as we all know, was not intended to be released in the U.S., but he was released in stores during the first wave in the pre-rub series, where he came out on a Cliff Jumper card. I don't know if he was ever released on a Bumblebee card. If you know, let us know in the comments. I love learning new things.
Send a picture too.
Send us a pic. Now, Optimus, we all know that there's countless different variations of Optimus. We're not going after metal plates, and we're not going after light blue. We're not going after has to have a gray roller, a blue roller. Something we might do, get a complete G1 Prime, and if we're lucky enough,
Roll us one tough little Autobot
to find a blue and a gray roller by themselves, maybe we'll throw that in there as an extra. We'll just create an extras list of if we find them for a good price, we'll go ahead and pick them up.
That's better.
Other variants that are out there that are common: metal chest, plastic chest. we don't necessarily care if we're putting together a defensor and our groove is a metal chest and our first aid is a plastic chest. We're looking to complete the 5 bots to make a defensor with all the accessories. Metal toes, plastic toes, we're not worried about it. We're not looking for any boxes, no box variants, nothing crazy like that. Just a good representation of each figure on its own. Now, if we should come across a nice minty Macross Jetfire, we're probably going to pick that up just for the sheer rarity of it, but we wouldn't go back afterwards and try to pick up a non-Macross variant of Jetfire. Other things that we may do along the way, we may get into where we have to buy a bundle. We may end up with multiple copies of Thrust or something. In that case, you'll watch us use the ones we have 2 of because we bought 2 different lots and try to use it as trade bait to get something that we don't have. Are we going to be able to complete it? Again, I don't know.
You better hope so.
Hit that like button. It helps the channel immensely. Subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell that's on your screen right now. That way you get notified as this series continues. Until then, we'll see you on the hunt.